Andrew Chafin is probably going to become one of my favorite Tigers this year. And let me explain why he should be one of yours too. Because not only is he going to have an amazing season next year, hopefully, but he will also be a very fun personality on this Tigers roster. Now, it shouldn't be a surprise that the guy whose Twitter handle is Big Country, and also the guy that wore a t shirt that said failed starter, has a big personality, but Andrew Chafin has a very large personality. I mean, when asked what he thought of the deal that he got with the Tigers, which is 2 years, $13 million, here's what he had to say.
Deal kind of materialized with the Tigers? Like, what was the process like for you?
Quite honestly, I just asked my agent to take care of all of it and just let me know the legitimate contenders and kind of just weighed the options and went from there.
And yeah, that kind of summarizes what kind of person Andrew Chafin is. He's a very eccentric person. I mean, he's got a handlebar mustache. No, that's when it's like that, but yeah, he's got one of those. Um, and just in general, he's been known everywhere. Everywhere he goes, he's just been known as a guy who has a very noticeable personality. And I think it's going to be really fun because you've got all these personalities coming together on this Tigers roster. I mean, you've got Miguel Cabrera, very funny, happy, enjoyable guy. You've got Javier Baez, who is pretty similar. He's a bit more flashy, has a bit more flair to him, talks a bit more. Gregory Soto is a guy who we've seen past few years whenever he saves games, goes, flexes, freaking goes crazy, really enjoys to put himself out there and wears emotions on his sleeve when he's pitching and closing out games. Casey Mize, another guy who does that kind of stuff. But then you got all these personalities on this Tigers team, and you are now adding Andrew Chafin, which is just another crazy personality that you can add into the mix. So it just makes this season even more interesting. And not only is he's not just a personality, he is a good pitcher, and he was a very, very good pitcher last year. He's been kind of up and down throughout his career. He had a rough stretch in Arizona, and he's been kind of decent. And then in 2021, he had a breakout year with in 71 games and in 68 innings pitched, he had a 1.83 ERA playing for the Cubs and the A's. And those numbers are just, you can't argue with them. Those are very, very good numbers. I mean, you look at all of them across the board. His advanced stats look pretty nice too. His numbers look very, very nice. And I really think that he's going to help tie this bullpen together. While I don't think we can use him as a starter to try and fill that hole that we have. I mean, we've signed a few guys to minor league deals to try and find that fifth starter. I still feel like we should sign someone a bit more established, not just a handout on a minor league contract to a major leaguer who's 30-something years old and hasn't been a good starter for the past few years. But this, I think, really helps our bullpen. And Gregory Soto was named the official closer. It doesn't mean that he's going to close every game, like A.J. Hinch said, but he is the closer of this team. I think Andrew Chafin can close out games, and I think he can be an effective reliever, especially if a guy's having struggles, going into the sixth inning, having struggles, they need to be taken off. Throw Andrew Chafin in there. And it can kind of help set the tone for the rest of the game and hopefully make a comeback if you're down big. I just think a guy like him is going to really, really, really help this bullpen and help us close out games a bit more or lead comebacks a bit more or just win games in general. And I think that it's going to be exciting to watch him play. And I can't wait for this Tigers year because we're probably going to add a few more guys, and I think the next few guys that we add are hopefully going to be just as exciting as all these other transactions that we made. Because so far in this offseason, you've got Javier Baez, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Andrew Chafin, all from free agent signings on some decent deals. And we traded for Tucker Barnhart, who's going to be our starting catcher, and he's going to be a very good starting catcher. So those are 4 guys right there that we've gotten this offseason who are going to help our team big time and help us make a playoff push. So I'm excited for this upcoming year. It's going to be amazing. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny. And let's go big country. Freaking win some games. Let's make it to the playoffs for the first time since 2014. See you guys next time.
Just got unlucky on a few plays tonight. You know, one of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.